Breaking news this morning, a double shooting at a Checkers drive-thru puts 2 men in the hospital, one of them fighting for his life.
Plus, with 2 confirmed coronavirus cases here in Metro Atlanta, school systems are taking precautions against a deadly outbreak.
We will be following instructions, and we'll be taking our cue from CDC and the state of Georgia.
And your schools are ready, but what about your local leaders? Details on the state's plan of attack.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, March 4th. I'm Gervier Dinsa.
And I'm Karen Greer, and CBS46 pinpoint radar right here. You can see it's all green. Rain moving right through Metro Atlanta right now. So let's check in with meteorologist Fred Campagna for Atlanta's most accurate forecast.
It's the last thing we want to see, Karen, but we have more rain on the way. Flash flood watch is in effect through Thursday afternoon. Another 1.5 to 3.5 inches of rain on the way. That includes the Atlanta metro area and points south. Let's hope it's not 3.5 inches, because if it is, that'll give us about a month's worth of rain in the first 5 days of the month. Temperatures are in the mid and upper 50s right now. Rain has been showery for the most part. Now it's getting steadier out there this morning, particularly as you get a little bit closer here. You'll notice into Midtown and points north. So up in Cobb County, some downpours right now. The northern suburbs are going to get hit with some pretty steady rain. If you're just stepping out the door this morning, getting on the roads, you'll be contending with this rain during the morning commute. This first area may move through, but there's a lot more rain on the way. And as we go through the afternoon, that rain will become steadier, heavy at times. And again, the projection here is for about another 1 to 3 inches of rain coming our way. Heavy rain in the forecast for tonight and for tomorrow morning before it finally tapers off tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about some much drier and nicer weather ahead. Coming up at 6:31, though, let's check in with Rodney now and find out if there are any trouble spots to talk about on this Wednesday morning.
We do have some trouble spots, Fred. We're going to take it to DeKalb County. New crash to report. This is 78 eastbound. A heads up to you as you try to take the exit to Highway 10. There's some slight delays there because of a crash. Again, that's 78 eastbound, the exit to Highway 10 in DeKalb County. In addition to that, we still have a crash on the board, Langford Parkway, that's 166 eastbound, right at DeLoe Drive. So that's right after you pass 285 on 166, you're going eastbound. You're going to have to briefly slow down, but not by much. We're going to continue to keep you up to date on these crashes and have more weather and traffic coming up for you in under 10 minutes.
All right, Rodney, thanks so much. It is 6:32, and breaking news this morning, DeKalb County Police are investigating a shooting at this Checkers restaurant on Candler Road near I-20. A woman at the scene telling CBS46 there was a mix-up with her son's order and another person. After an argument, a Checkers employee fired a shot from the drive-thru window, striking the other customer and grazing the woman's son. One of those victims has been transported to Grady, and we'll have a live report by the end of this newscast. With 2 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in Metro Atlanta, school districts are actually taking no chances.
They're putting into place plans to respond if that virus spreads. CBS 46's Megan Packer is live for us this morning. She traveled up to Cartersville, where school employees there, Megan, are going to get some training, right?
They are, Gervier. We've learned all different school districts across the metro have different plans in place. Today, we've learned that hospital staff here from Cartersville Medical Center will be working with school nurses and lead custodians just to review best practices and go over emergency operation plans just in case. And like I said, we are hearing from all Metro Atlanta school districts. They are putting together their plans, going over things, cleaning. They would rather be prepared rather than be caught behind the 8 ball just in case this does spread here. Much of the focus right now is on good health practices, making sure schools and buses are cleaned regularly. Some school districts as well say they do have the ability to have students to stay home and learn online if it does get to the point of having to close schools to reduce face-to-face contact. Right now, some school districts are limiting school-sponsored travel or reviewing it at least on a case-by-case basis. DeKalb and Fulton County schools even created coronavirus task force in their districts to meet on a regular basis, make sure they are staying up to date with the latest guidance and information from state and federal health officials. And if you are a parent at home wondering how you can learn what your child's school is doing, go to your school district's website. I went to so many Metro Atlanta school district websites this morning. You can't miss it. So many of them are putting their posted information and letters right on their homepage to keep you up to date with what they're doing to be prepared as school districts. Reporting live in Cartersville, I'm Megan Packer, CBS 46 News.
Thanks, Megan. And we're also learning more about plans in place at the state level to keep you safe. The first step is happening right now. It's at Hartsfield-Jackson International. According to Fulton County's interim health director, passengers who fly in from a place that's considered a coronavirus hotspot and show symptoms are screened and sent home. But health officials admit this is not a perfect system.
Ideally, it starts at the airport. As you see, this one did not start at the airport. We won't catch everyone at Hartsfield, but ideally, that's the first line of screening.
Right now, the CDC is doing all the testing, but state health officials say they hope to be able to test for the coronavirus themselves in the public health lab by the end of this week.
It is 25 before 7. If you take MARTA, you need to listen up. The transit agency says it's doing its part to stop the coronavirus from spreading by thoroughly cleaning all the facilities. Officials say there will be extra emphasis on areas that we touch a lot, like the handrails, the elevators, the buttons, the escalators, and definitely those breeze machines. Our coronavirus coverage continues right after this newscast. The World Health Organization warning that coronavirus panic buying of medical supplies is really putting healthcare workers at risk. The outbreak causing a run on things like surgical masks and hand sanitizers, but is it all necessary? Mulalengi touring an Augusta production facility to find out just how people's response to the virus is spreading. That 3M facility really having to beef things up there, and that's ahead on CBS this morning at 7.
6:36, and a serial rapist convicted of attacking a dozen women and children will spend the rest of his life in prison. 55-year-old DeAndre Shabazz was sentenced to 12 consecutive life sentences. DNA evidence from untested rape kits led to his arrest.
Now to a crime alert. A family wants answers 2 weeks after a father and husband is shot and killed in DeKalb County. New surveillance video right here showing the suspects outside of the TikTok convenience store. This is in Lithonia. Happened last month, as we said, and police say the 57-year-old owner was closing up shop about 10 when 3 suspects tried to rob him and then shot him.
He never say he's tired. He doesn't complain. He's always happy. Oh, I can't believe anybody can hurt him. He doesn't hurt people.
If you have any information on what happened, anything about the suspects, call the DeKalb County Police Department.
A teenager is behind bars after a police chase ended with a crash. Police say 17-year-old Wante Chandler carjacked a man at gunpoint yesterday afternoon. Officers spotted Chandler and they started chasing him. It ended when Chandler crashed near Metropolitan Parkway and then ran off. Officers found him hiding in a crawl space of a vacant home on Pomona Circle. They also found a revolver in the stolen car.
All right, that's the thief breaking the window in the back of that car and the dash cam capturing him right there at the Planet Fitness at West End Mall. It happened earlier this week while the owner was just inside working out. The thief got away with 2 wallets, a lunch bag, and a phone.
So I don't think people think about when they take from others like that, the position that they might be putting them in. But yeah, and they have my social card, the social security card and everything. So yeah, they have my address, you know where I live. It's just a scary thought to even think about something like that.
Well, Atlanta police say 2 other cars were broken into that same time, and the 2 men in the video, well, they haven't been identified, so look closely. If you know who they are, call Atlanta police. Carolyn.
Unbelievable video there, Karen. We're also following this. A teenager out of Monroe County is accused of killing her mother and brother in an unthinkable crime. 16-year-old Candace Walton is charged with arson and murder after authorities responded to a house fire last Thursday that they say she caused. The next day, Walton was stopped in Kentucky driving the family's vehicle. She has refused extradition back to Georgia, but the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is working on a warrant to bring her back. Now, the GBI has identified the victims as 46-year-old Tasha Vandiver and 21-year-old Gerald Walton. No word yet as to why this teen would allegedly murder her very own mother and brother. I'm Carolyn Ryan at the CBS 46 Live Desk.
A flash flood watch is in effect through tomorrow afternoon for most of our area. Far north Georgia not included in that flash flood watch, and it's raining right now in Atlanta. In fact, let's check it out here. Traffic moving on the connector, but the rain is starting to come down. Bigger picture, temperatures are in the 50s right now to around 60 still. It will be turning cooler though as the day goes on. These showers moving in from the west put the radar into motion here, and it's a light to moderate rain that's falling right now. As we go a little wider, you'll notice there's a lot of thunderstorm activity to our southwest. That is all staying to our south, but there's plenty of rain showing up over Mississippi and Alabama, and that is all heading in our direction. So our hour-by-hour forecast is at least showers in the forecast through the day today. I expect the rain to get steadier as the afternoon goes on and the evening. It'll get heavy at times overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. There is the potential for a thunderstorm or two, but we're not expecting any severe weather. We are looking at another 1.5 to 3.5 inches of rain over the next 36 hours. So as a result, street, river, stream, and creek flooding possible as the rain comes down into an already pretty saturated ground after all the rain we've seen so far this year. Have so much better weather, though, to tell you about for this weekend.